Warning, the following contains material that may be too disturbing to some people. Descriptions of violence, mature situations, and adult themes. This is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello. How's it going, folks? Welcome to Forest of Flesh, episode 113. We're playing some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition for you guys. How is everybody doing? How was your week, folks?
Good.
No, that didn't work.
Do what? What? Didn't work? What? We do have a camera. We do have a cam down.
I'm trying to whisper hello, but my mic's not picking it up because I have NVIDIA broadcast on. It says it's too quiet. I should turn NVIDIA broadcast off next time I want to whisper hello into my mic.
Okay.
I'll have to take like the noise thing off. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Noise canceling. Yeah, that's why it didn't work.
All right. We got a black screen for Ferdy today. Is there something going on?
That's weird.
Oh, I thought that was just me, so I didn't want to say anything.
Okay. I thought you guys were playing a prank on me or something, you know? Like teacher
Well,
comes
we
in
were,
and
but
turn
it
our desks around
failed.
again.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. Cool. Well, welcome everybody. I hope you're all doing good. So, why don't we go ahead and get into our thing here? We'll go around, have everyone introduce their characters, talk a little about what's going on with you. We'll talk. We'll get to the end. We'll talk about what's been going on the show lately, and then we'll get into today's session. Ferdy, we'll start with you, I reckon, since we do all the time now. How are things? How?
But I'm using my reverse Uno card, so we will start with Zelda.
Oh.
Well, no, I think that means we have to start from the bottom of the list, which is Zach, because Zach is last.
Guys, this is Forest of Flesh.
Nah, middle outwards.
This isn't.
I'm not the middle either.
This isn't Uno. Uno is this Friday. You can tune in for Uno Unknown New Orleans.
Uno.
I tell you what. Somebody roll me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll. Somebody roll a D6. We'll start getting into the game flow early. Who wants to do it? Oh, the first one rolled was a 6. Zach, how is Cander, Zach?
I refuse to participate.
That was an honest D6, and so
yeah.
Everybody
changing the rules of the game mid go.
That's what we do here.
I think that's his answer for Candor, actually.
He has been kind of refusing to participate. He don't answer to his own name.
We're lucky he even followed us to the city, I feel like.
I definitely do. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, Mr. Nothing's wrong with me.
Nope, nothing's wrong. Nope.
Nothing's wrong. I'm not going to talk about it. It's fine. Everything is fine, you guys.
Why would I talk about nothing?
Yeah.
Lies and slander.
All right. So let's get off the bit. Ferdy, seriously though, how are you? How is the diviners doing? What's going on?
They're good. So basically last time I was in the beginning of the show, I was, what do you call that? Like when you're tired, exhausted, level 1. They took one of those potions, and then they got inspired during their short rest in making this imbued stones. And then by the end, he gave one to each of the player characters. That was basically what I was doing last time.
All right, cool.
And then now we're in the city, which I can't pronounce the name.
Yeah. Tanfo Tiet, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yeah, that one.
But you can just call it the City of the Damned if you want. That's fine.
City of the Damned.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thanks, diviners. Up next, we've got Mori playing Kyo. Or I'm sorry, Kyo. Mori playing Kyo. Mori playing Lucero for you guys. Lucero was sort of like the face of the group last time. How's it going, Lucero?
They got pretty interested getting to learn about the different demon princes and stuff like that. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
May get to go search some out today.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Maybe get to do some shopping.
Okay. All right. Everybody wants to do their shopping today. Well, you'll certainly get the opportunity to, now that you're in the city, explore the city, I reckon. Cool. Well, thanks, Maury. Up next, we have Kyo, who is playing Quartz for you guys today. Kyo, how's it going?
Going good. I believe Quartz had a small bonding session with Lucero last time, but the rest of the team was resting via catnap.
Yeah,
sort
that's
of
right.
Figured out her relationship with Ella's character Maki-e, and we're trying to figure out, or she's trying to gauge the team dynamics right now because it's sort of up in the air. Her plan is to sort of keep the team together, but she's finding it progressively harder to do that. As we go along.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because it seems like the more you guys have traveled together, the more divided you've become. In a lot of ways. Especially down here. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see that play out fully. Maybe some of you will find ways to come together. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm in for it. You did mention last time, I think, just leaving this place.
Right.
Like that was definitely something you brought up, I think.
Because we haven't actually tried it yet.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the void brings you all today, I suppose. Thank you, Kyo. Up next, we got Wolfrin playing Myrkrið. Wolfrin, how are you?
Yeah.
I think the only thing I remember doing last session is the ritual to find out more about Myrkrið. Spent a lot of time sleeping.
You spent in game. Your character spent 10 minutes sleeping.
Yes.
Yeah. 10 minutes sleeping. All right. Cool. Anything else?
Nope. That's all I got.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Wolfrin. That was riveting stuff. Up next, we have Ella playing Maki-e for you guys. How are you, Ella?
I'm okay. I think I was being asked if I could exchange some secrets for a key of some sort to get us out of here, which, depending on the secrets, may or may not be acceptable, and my Arcana will just have to deal with it.
Right on. Good stuff there. Yeah, I'm sure your Arcana is going to be fine. Yeah, everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's normal.
Everything is awesome.
You guys haven't failed at all. It's totally fine. Last but not least, for real this time, Zach playing Cander for you guys. Zach, how are you?
I mean, it was, the thing I said earlier was pretty true.
It's still accurate.
Yeah, there's a
It's
bit of
lore
that
accurate,
going on. Yeah. Seems like there's a bit of that going around. All right. Anything you'd like to add?
No, I usually do that at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing to remember yet.
All right.
Anything to not forget?
Don't forget.
Don't forget that thing you
Don't-
forgot.
Don't forget, Lucero's hammer does extra damage equal to intelligence when Blade Song is active. And don't forget that when Brings the Dominion of Ruin gets a crit, or gets a 19 or 20, they both count as crit.
Yep. Doesn't matter anymore.
Those are my
He's-
don't forget notes. There you go.
His use of the axe is separated at the neck right now, so I don't
Also,
think...
Lucero is carrying it, so I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you never know. By the end of session, he might be whole again with his axe in his hands. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Luce is still kind of salty about that. They might decide to pawn it off.
Oh, he's
Fair
gonna
enough.
hate it.
Fair enough. All right. Well, where we left off last time, you guys had just reached the city, right? This city here, Tanfo Tiet, the city of the damned. You crested the sort of rim of the city, like these mountains that sort of surround the city, almost making the place look like I don't know, like the mouth of a volcano or like a crater. This big refuse in the void, this big sort of like necropolis looking place with a bunch of hovels built into the sides of these sort of mountains. I think you were directed to this place here, the Pit of Perdition, as the place to like turn in the light that they were gathering, the place they were bringing it back to. Place where they stay, like the district of the city they stay in. What are you guys going to do? You come over the top of these mountains. You see like a haze hanging in the air over this city. You see demonic creatures flying through the air and screeching. You see patrols back and forth on the streets below. You see the silhouettes of demons and monsters and some vaguely humanoid looking people going about their day. What would you all like to do? Is this the prank? Is this the I'm being
No.
being punked?
Yeah, I think we're all thinking.
Okay. Okay. All right. You guys are just scaring me today. It's supposed to be the other way around. I'm supposed to terrify you. And I feel targeted.
It's opposite day.
Reverse card.
The days for the DMs to be Larry.
It's that damn Uno reverse card.
So we see air patrols and like patrols of soldiers.
Demons, monsters. There's also
Right.
just like typical people going on about their day. It's not like you're avoiding these patrols per se. I mean, unless you are. I don't think Flesh, Mar, or Faithless Sorrow would have said, "Hey, look out for these patrols. We need to avoid them." It was just like, this is the direction to the city. Also, I think her conjured elementals probably be gone by now. I got the feeling.
Yeah, they let us know.
I'm assuming Alora's been here before and would also possibly tell us if we had to look out for anything.
Right, yeah, that's kind
Oh,
of what I'm
I
saying.
I need to.
Yeah.
It's probably been more than an hour. I need to reactivate tongues. Do you want it again, Mir?
Myrkrið, I think she's talking to you.
Sure. Although being able to hear him is not particularly pleasing.
There it is. I need to make 2 Arcana checks. Oh, oops.
You did it in secret, but you got a 27 and
Yeah.
a 19.
And that passes both.
Okay.
So we were up on a cliff face. Like, we hadn't entered the city yet, right?
I mean, yeah, unless you guys want to just be like, okay, we enter the city, then it's up to you guys. I'm just giving you guys, unless you want to talk before you go in. There's no like gate or like anything that would stop you or anything like that. There's not even like a patrol and a trail that would greet you. For the most part, like everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys want to do? You want to try to sneak in just in case? Like, are some of you afraid to be spotted? Are you not? Faithless Sorrow and Mard here don't seem all that concerned. At least not yet.
Personally, I'm not very concerned.
Yeah.
Mard is still unconscious, right? Still being carried.
Oh, is that what's going on there? Yeah, it does have.
Yeah, I'm carrying her.
thing.
Yeah, that's what that symbol is. So yeah, okay, well, Faithless Sorrow doesn't seem all that concerned, at the very least. She would point you towards the crater, and say, "I think this is the area they're staying in. If you want to bring them back."
The aerial ones, do they look like the ones that we fought before?
No. It's mostly like actually there might be a few of those, yeah. There might be a few of those guys flying around. There'd be other kinds of aerial demons too. Let me see if I can name a few for you. Some of them are probably like the size of small dogs. Like there might just be like critters flying around too. You might see like the stray like succubus or incubus flying around.
Are there any bunnies?
Are there any bunnies? No, I don't think there's any bunnies. That would be really terrifying.
I'm gonna pull a handkerchief from my disguise kit and cover my ears with it. Like pull them down so it doesn't look like I've got ears poking out.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Luce would probably ask about like the different areas. They're at least visible from where they're at.
Faithless Sorrow, aka Meloria, she would say, to be honest with you, I don't know the city's districts as well as some of the others. I try not to frequent much of it. She points to the large building on the like the large constructed building on the edge of the pit. And she says, I think that's our master's citadel. Pandemonium, I think it's called.
Demogorgon?
She nods. She says, past that, and she points to like the this building here. This area, it's kind of like this spot here looks more like ruins. Like a lot of it's like fallen down and collapsed. It's not as intact as like the citadel. And she says, Crimson Market, I think it's called. They trade slaves, flesh, bodies, goods too, I presume. She points to the area to the left of the pit. And this, well, let me put where you can see it, this spot here. And she says, haven't ventured there yet, but I think they call it the Profanities. And yeah, I think she says the only other one I know. She points up the ridge behind the pit, and she says, this one, Taboo Enclave, they call it. Lots of keepers of secret knowledge there.
Sounds like where me and Maki-e will need to head to eventually.
What?
The Taboo Enclave.
Why?
Where the Keepers of Secrets are.
Are you looking for any particular secrets, Lucero?
No.
Or are you just browsing and perusing?
But I would assume it would be similar to the districts, and seeing as the Demogorgon is near his region, the Scholar will be near his.
She points back to the pit, and she says, their employer, the one they were gathering those vials for, has a place there at the bottom. Hungering crypts, they call it. She says, works with flesh, bone, has a temple of sorts.
So where are we going?
I'm not exactly sure what our plan is.
Probably get coin first, yes?
Are we just handing over the vials?
Flesh can't say nothing because they're unconscious. So, Laura says, I'm not sure what their arrangement was, but I would assume if we hand over what's left of them, maybe Flesh can explain when they wake up.
long
Hands
did
is
it take?
still awake. Hands helped bring
Oh,
us up
okay.
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and also
Those
how
hands
long
is-
did it take for us to get from where they got cursed to here?
Because Flesh was only supposed to be out for like 2-3 hours.
I think we said it
2
was.
hours.
I think we said it was at least an hour to get out of the zone of it. There's
Yeah,
hands.
to get out of the zone, and then how long did it take from there to the city?
Myrkrið is saying 2 hours.
So then,
Yeah, she should be waking up.
Yeah, Marred Flesh should be waking up about now.
All right, sure, I'm fine with that. Here. So Hands and Mar will both say, yeah, we can collect our payment there.
Payment for what?
For
The vials.
the light we harvested. Yeah, I know. I'm explaining it to her.
I forgot he was scared. With his grandma. All right.
Flesh would say the Hungering Crypts is where her first memories were. It was the place she woke up.
What's it like there?
She says it feels like a place of safety, like the most comforting place that she's ever been. But then again, she hasn't seen a lot of places. Or at least she can't remember seeing a lot of places.
How much do you get paid per vial?
Hian says it was 500 for each full vial.
And for partial vial?
I don't think he wanted partials.
500 what?
Looking at the poll results, looks like we're calling them Echoes of the Void. 500 echoes, he says.
Is that good? Are those the biggest currency? Are they the smallest currency? Are they the only currency?
Yeah, Hands makes like a face and says, well, there's other things you can trade, I'm sure. There's like a long, awkward pause as you guys are like, oh god, what is he talking about?
Maki is just trying to get an idea of the currency. She's going to pull out a silver coin and a gold coin. She's going to say, this is silver, this is gold, and there's another one that's worth less than silver called copper. 10 copper makes a silver, 10 silver makes a gold, and then there's another one that is even more precious than gold, and then 10 gold makes one of those. Which of these is the equivalent of your echoes of the void?
Like it seems to consider this for a second. Hands, can you make a intelligence check?
You watch, he's gonna bomb and be like, platinum! Either platinum or copper. Put that one in there!
Hands says,
16.
how many, he like points to the gold piece and he says, how many of these would you spend for I don't know, a place to stay for the lapse?
Depending on where you go, maybe a couple silver, up to a gold. Depends on how fancy.
2 gold would be the max, but as low as I think is it
That is silver.
5 silver? No, maybe 2 silvers. It depends on how slummy you want to go.
Yeah, he seems to consider this, and he says, probably somewhere in between these two. And he gestures to the gold and the silver.
How many echoes
so
would
there-
it cost you to get you a nice meal?
Nice meal? Well, depends on what you're eating, I guess. Some consider some things nice that others wouldn't want to eat. I know you can get some body parts for just a handful of echoes, 5 to 7.
Body parts?
Have we seen what an echo looks like?
Yeah, they're like basically like little diamond shaped. They're like coins, but they're diamond shaped, so they got points on either side, and they're black.
Somebody picked some up.
Yeah.
After we killed something.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was.
So
or rather, I wasn't there when it got picked up. But yeah.
Yeah, they're basically little flat diamond shaped pieces of either like black metal or like obsidian.
And out of character, I think we're just doing electrum for them, right? Like we did in the Fade art.
As far as like what? Like you can't convert your I mean, you could, I guess.
No. Not saying that electrum is.
As far as like keeping track of them on your sheet, you mean?
Yeah.
If that makes
they're worth about the same price.
We can say they're worth like one. If you guys want to do an exchange, we can say that they're worth like one echo is 1 gold. I'm fine with that.
Oh,
okay. If you just want to set something easy to compare to, I'm totally okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now what Hans is talking about when there's like other, like you can barter like items and stuff too, and scrap, they're selling the light, and Hans would probably point out that there's surely shopkeepers and sellers that would be willing to buy your equipment, be exchanged for equipment, garments, armors that you'd be carrying, as well as the light that you all are holding, not just in the vials, but it's pretty clear that you, by this point to him, that you have some of that light stored within you. And he'd also mentioned that there are some creatures surely that would be willing to make contracts and arrange for payment. So like, yes, I'll give you the thing you want. All you have to do is sign this contract and make an agreement. Like I do this thing for you. You do this thing for me. And
make sure you read all the teeny tiny 0.2 font fine print.
Yeah. There's a bit of that stuff going on. Some can just be verbal arrangements too. It's best to be careful in your exchanges with dealers here. Hans would tell you that there's a saying to some of the people who exchange echoes in the pit. Everything comes at a cost. So even if somebody's like, oh, you can keep the echoes, I'll just give this item to you, you should be thinking, how am I actually paying for this? Then you can also exchange favors, right? Like, I need you to go run an errand, instead of payment. you go run an errand, and I'll just give you the item that you want or whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds like an economy.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to check out the marketplace? Or should we drop off whatever we need to drop off at
You want to
the
carry around
master?
some dead bodies?
I think we need to stop at the Hungering Crypts first, Quartz.
Okay.
And then we
Then
can go
let's
to your
head there.
marketplace.
Let's head there.
Hans says, to be honest, I'm sure there's a lot of people carrying around bodies. But I would like to collect our echoes as soon as possible.
I'm curious to see how they might siphon it from us.
Also, I don't know if you saw the Roll20 chat, but we did take the vials from Curse Deception and then divide them up. I don't know if Hans is aware of like the immediate taking of the vials, but Hans at least knows that we divided up some vials that might not be accounted for in their math.
Yeah, I mean, Hans probably knows that you guys have them. I mean, you have Cursed's body, and Cursed had them. So, I mean, 2 and 2 together.
But he's wanting to sell them
Yeah.
after they divided them up as if they're keeping them, is what I'm...
Yeah, I mean, Hans is kind of like, well, we gave you some vials. Those are yours. Those were your payment. You can sell them too if you want. We'd like to sell ours. Yeah, like assuming you're going to give them theirs back, the ones that you took.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys can do? Are you gonna
Heading for the crypt?
Sounds fine to me.
Needs the money.
Can I ask Melora what her plan is?
She says, what do you mean? Plan?
Are you just... I mean, did you have something in mind? Are you just going to follow this party around? Or are you going to go off on your own? I mean, nothing exactly is holding you to us.
Yeah. She says, I don't know how forthright she would willingly be with you. Make a persuasion check. Ooh, that's not very good. All right, give me a second here. I'll have her insight you. Just a wisdom roll. She says, well, it seems like you all could certainly use a little bit of help finding your way here. I know I did. And to be honest, I think you might be able to prove yourselves a little useful.
And how could we be useful to you?
She says, well, you never know. I mean, You helped me out. I just thought maybe I should return the favor. Kind of dodges the question.
So
That doesn't make sense.
I'm just going to say this outright. When will you be parting ways? Are you just going to hang out until you want to? Or
she says that depends. When are you planning to make a move on the Demogorgon?
Quartz looks to the rest of the party. Friends, what are we thinking?
Scout it out. We need information.
Yeah.
You think we can get secrets from the other one to use on the Demogorgon?
Need secrets to kill.
Maybe.
She says, group of you are from, and she kind of like squints at Myrkrið, and she says, from the material, right? Which arcana do you serve, if any? And when she says arcana, hands and flesh both kind of like hiss.
But she does. She doesn't seem as affected when she says it.
No,
I think it's more of a she's the one asking, so it's just kind of like kind of thing.
She was expecting it, but she does recoil a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Why does that matter?
She says, I would just like to know.
Different ones are apt at different things.
What'd you say, Ella?
Was she asking someone so specific or just anybody?
Just the group of you, yeah. Like which arcana do you serve? You all seem to be from that realm.
I remember when Maki-e was sleeping and Cander and Quartz were awake and talking. I don't remember if Melora slept or not.
She did.
I know Hands did.
I think she did.
She did.
Did she? Okay, so then she didn't hear what Maki-e is from. Okay, never mind.
Nobody wants to say anything? All right.
I mean, Maki-e doesn't even know that everybody else knows she's from Moon now, so...
Is it two of them?
Or everybody else being two of them, yeah.
Lucia smiles politely at her.
We all walk different paths.
She says, do any of you serve the Fool?
No, none of us actually knew the Fool was gone until recently, so unfortunately, no.
Her demeanor changes a little bit. She kind of like tilts her head back, kind of like broadens her shoulders a little bit, kind of like sticks her chest out, almost like looks down her nose at you more. And she says, no, I trust when he needed them, they weren't there.
Was that directed at us?
No, she's directing it at the other arcana. That's what she's saying. Like, when you're like, yeah, that we didn't know the fool was gone until recently, and she's saying, yeah, well, no, I'm sure that when he needed the other arcana, they weren't there. Is what she's saying.
Yes, the arcana can be very mysterious at times.
Mysterious is a very generous term, Quartz.
Well, what term would you use, Lucero?
Neglectful?
Melora says, don't worry, you'll find no neglect from the princes here.
Well, since
Is that
you
a
weren't
threat?
here for this
No.
story,
She's not threatening you. She's saying, like, yeah, the arcana are neglectful and the princes here will harass you, basically. Like, they'll try to, like, look at what we've been through with one of them already, basically. She's just kind of being like, she's definitely got an attitude. Like,
just puts their hands between Maki-e's ears to like calm her down.
Yeah, she's being very like cynical and pessimistic, very negative.
Look, I'll tell you, like I told the others earlier while you all were having a nap, I am very much amazed that I made it into heaven. It is more so by Maki-e's faith that I did than my own.
She says, what do you mean made it into heaven? Are the group of you from heaven?
Yeah, Lucero, what do you mean?
You just grin and shrug.
Does it matter where we're from?
Laura?
Do I even need to roll?
No.
I mean, you could roll a nat one.
I have advantage though.
You could roll 2 nat ones.
Sure, make a roll.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. I mean,
We did call the material plane home.
Yeah.
The Feywild is a funny place.
She kind of like squints her eyes at you for a second. And you said the Feywild is a funny place?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where Maki-e is from.
Yeah, she squints at you for a second, and she shakes her head and she's like, "Never mind. Doesn't matter."
I incite her to see if she might have, like, whether she would have good intentions or bad intentions about if she knew where we were from.
Sure. Make an insight check. Her intentions seem good. And it's almost like there was like a faint glimmer of hope on her face for a second. Before she kind of resigns back into that negativity when she's like, it doesn't matter, whatever. Like she had an idea for a second, but then quickly realized, it wouldn't work anyway.
When did we talk about getting to heaven and getting that key? Melora with that, like, was she near us when we were talking about that?
I think she mentioned the key because she was saying she was trying to get her hands on it. I think.
Yeah. That is also now Maki-e's goal. But,
I don't know if it was like Hans who was telling the story about the key and like how the Demogorgon has it and is like too insane to use it for whatever reason. Melora was like tempted, like, oh, you're looking for this, I'll give it to you if you do this job. Melora does the job, and then instead she gets punished with
Madness.
Madness.
Yeah. I think keeping my character's personality, Maki-e is secretive. She won't say anything. Ella would say something, but
that actually kind of makes sense with Lucero, what you're saying there, Quartz. So like we sort of hinted that a long time ago the material plane and the Feywilds were like the same place. That's sort of been hinted at a little bit. And if you know, Lucero, maybe Maki-e too, are like that old, maybe they're from them when they were the same place, you know?
Okay.
But I caught that too, but that's why I didn't say anything.
Look at all the little babies running around. Don't it make you feel old? Maki-e.
what? What babies? These ones? Are you talking about these ones? And she's indicating the party.
Yes. Especially this one. And they like pinch the diviner's cheeks.
What are you doing?
Get back.
I'll have you know I'm perfectly an adult.
Bibi.
Just because you're ancient.
Anyway, I don't know where all this is going. I don't know where we're going. If there's a way to get to heaven,
Quartz. Money.
where I want to go. So let's get to it.
Well, the next question is this. The Hans and his group, they were only supposed to bring us to this city. Is there a reason why we have to follow them?
We're dragging around half of their party's corpses.
I mean, there's two of them. They can carry them.
Hans says, you have our goods.
So after that, are we separating? Or are you sticking together?
I think Hans makes a face and then says, you can insight check that face if you want.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, you guys with the crits. Holy shit. Cander.
Yeah, wow.
Myrkrið and Cander. Oh, wow. Okay, so maybe not Maki-e for so much for some reason. I guess actually hands make a deception check.
Hold on.
Is there such a thing as passive insight? I wasn't even aware that was the thing.
There is. It
You
would
get that to
be
show
your
up.
Okay, all right. So hands is pretty obvious about this.
His feelings are on his face.
Hands wants to sit close to you guys because you guys seem pretty powerful, and and Hands wants to basically like it feels safer closer to you guys to some extent. Also wants to. It sounds like some of your goals align, so kind of wants to be part of the team. I think, so to speak. Like, we'll show you the ropes. We'll get you set up here. We'll work together. It will be profitable. Like, everybody will get the things that they want, kind of thing. And if anybody fucks with us, you'll kill them, kind of thing.
But he doesn't say that out loud to my question.
What Hands does is like, well, I just figured we should stick together for a little while, you know? I mean, it sounds like maybe we want some of the same things. We certainly have pissed off the same master, so look, I mean, maybe we can, maybe it's just best that we stick together until we figure out how to deal with, raising the Mad King's ire. It just comes up with a new nickname for Demogorgon on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, no, I'm trying to explain it to them.
So,
Who do you keep talking to?
You ask who he keeps talking to?
Yeah, I don't think we ever asked.
Look, I've been hearing. No, I'm trying to look. I promise they're not gonna judge you. Okay, just let me explain to them what's going on. What do you mean it's not a good idea? No, we're all kind of crazy. Don't you get it? Okay, look. Since that last encounter, I've been hallucinating. Well, there's this old lady talking to me. And it's a little annoying. No, I'm fine. It's not that cold, really. And I just, I figured if we can get to the bottom of this, maybe we can get rid of this stuff, and maybe I don't have to deal with, look, no, really, you're sweet. It's just that, well, your voice is a little shrill.
And you're pretty sure this voice you're hearing's not your boss in disguise?
Hands shrugs. Well, okay, you're not as bad as he is, I guess.
Okay, what about you? And she's gonna look at Marred Flesh.
What do you mean?
Oh!
What about me? Lucero said that they were gonna train me to use magic. I just thought it would be. Well, I should probably if I'm gonna learn. I imagine it's gonna take some time.
But you attacked me.
Did I? Oh.
It's funny because there's 2 times when she did. One of them when she was in the fog, and the other time when she tried to circle around me.
Yeah. Well, I suspect I wasn't fully present at the time. So
Well, you're lucky. I'm merciful, unlike them. And I point. I point at my companions and then indicate the dead bodies.
Like you were responsible for either of those.
She didn't kill either of them.
Exactly.
But yeah, she nods, and she says, not the first time. Probably won't be the last.
Well, if you do it again, I revoke your right to learn magic from Lucero.
Dear?
That means I would be kicking her out of party.
And I think that's more my right than yours.
Well, she can't learn if she's not in party. Those two I don't trust. We should drop them off. And she will point at the dead one.
Agreed.
And then I'll keep my eye on you two. And you. And she looks at Melora.
Melora says, for what it's worth, when I first found myself here, Cursed's the only one who would help me. Ruin.
He tried to leave me behind.
Yeah, she says, Ruin, don't know him so well.
Hans, do you have a quota?
A quota. Hans says, well, we promised to deliver as many vials as we could. Now, we were going to take our own share, and I think we gave some to you already, but I would think you'd want at least 2 vials. But more turned in means more echoes, right?
Well, we could also just exchange items that we found for echoes, right? There's more than one way. We just don't want to get you into trouble for turning in nothing.
Yeah, Han says, I'm sure you can find someone that'll exchange items for echoes. Unbound wasn't looking for items. He was looking for memories, light. And Cursed said that this stuff was unique, different. She was convinced she can get him to pay more.
Out of character, how many do we have between all of us?
You have to tell me. You're the guys the ones that divide them up. So you should have
I
written them
know-
down on your sheets.
I have
Mark-
2.
I have 1.
Maki-e has 1.
These
Who
are
has
I didn't take any.
Did you get the partial?
Abe and Flo have the partial that has, I think 2
Left.
uses left.
2 left or 3 left? One of
Either
those.
2 or 3, yeah.
I'm gonna say, if you don't know if it's 2 or 3, I'm gonna say it's 2, because I know when when you got it, it was 3, and you probably used it once.
Yeah.
Right.
Did Abe and Flo drink out of it when Maki-e gave it to them? I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it's 2 out of 5 uses left on that one.
Quartz, look at the group. Do you think we can afford to?
Do what?
Vials to give to this man.
Oh, well, we
Person.
already have one.
Well, we could just drop off the 2 and then head out on our way, right? Is that if we really have to do this? She looks at hands.
I mean, if you guys want to just leave, I guess that's up to you.
It would
Well, your
probably be
quota
wise
is-
not to make any enemies yet.
Did you have a deadline to bring these vials to him?
Hands shakes his head, but he says, "No. I'm assuming he's expecting us sometime in the next few lapses, though."
You said they can siphon?
What do you mean?
You mentioned something earlier. You said he mentioned something about siphoning from us earlier.
You said that there were creatures that might want to feed on the light you carry. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not like how we do it. Hands gestures to like one of the empty jars.
And is there any way that they can tell if you're lying? Just in case they find you and ask you how much you found.
Well, I'm sure they understand we want to keep a couple vials on us. There's no point.
Yeah. Hands says Unbound really isn't. He just wanted some light and was willing to pay for it to get it without having to leave his crypts. I don't think he cares if we keep some of it. I mean, everyone's got to get their fix, right?
If your
So
quota
then-
is 2 and you only turn in 1, what happens?
Well, I imagine he'd probably be a little disappointed. Maybe wouldn't pay full price for just the one. Or he'd ask us to come back around with more next time. Or he might, well, threaten to hire someone else. But he's friends, you know. We've worked with him before, and he's helped us out. He helped us with this one, and he gestures to Mard. And then he goes, "Oh yeah, he helped with you too that one time." He points at Melora. And then he goes, "And I'll ask if he can help with you."
I think it would be best to explain that you suddenly expanded your group sooner rather than later.
You're just talking to Hands. Best to explain that you
Yeah.
expanded your group. Hands says, "What, to Unbound? I don't think he cares. I mean, he's just paying flat rate for whatever lady he can get. I don't think he cares how many are working on the job."
Well, I mean, if you suddenly come up short, that would explain why.
Yeah, he he nods. Yeah, too much intake of your own product, I suppose. Yeah, he might see it as bad for business. Maybe consider hiring someone else. There's other miners looking for work, then he might might be compelled to go to them.
Well, my thought is some of us will probably want to keep some of the light on us, which will affect how much we can turn in.
Yeah.
So if he knows about it now versus finding out about it in a couple of days, might be more understanding.
Yeah, he says, Cursed might try to spin it like, what would she say? Cursed would say, probably convince him that, hey, now that we have more people, we could get more light, right? And even though we're a little short today, now we have a bigger crew, so we'll be able to get more next time.
Sounds about right.
How will he react when he sees Cursed's dead body?
Yeah, he hand shrugs and
ruins.
Yeah, he shrugs and he says, well, he'd probably say it might be a good time to use him for some kind of experiment. But to be honest, I'm hoping that they'll just recover like normal.
Believe Myrkrið has already used Cursed Deception's body for experiment.
You mean Chew Toy?
He has her head, but also, didn't he take out her intestines and use them to do some divination thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But also one of her arms were mangled because he was using it as a Chew Toy while he was running.
Yeah, so, like, her body's already
Pretty bad.
on. Yeah.
He also chewed off most of her neck.
Yeah, I think...
oh, goodness.
I think Hans would probably say, well, to be honest, Unbound's experiments probably aren't all that different.
So should we wait to see him until they've recovered? I'm assuming it's not the best to go there while they're like this.
Here's my idea. We drop them off where they sleep. And then we go to the market, see if there's anything we want. And then, depending on what we want, we sell off however much we need to get what we want, assuming we have enough to do that.
Assuming it hasn't sold by the time we get back.
We can ask them to hold it.
That sounds like a good idea. So Hans lead the way.
Yeah. Okay, so the plan is to go to like where they sleep and drop their bodies off, right? That's the first thing we want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to carry them around.
Yeah, okay. So Hans directs you down into the pit. Let's see here. Let me put Hans at the front. We're actually not going to the crypts. We're just going to the pit here first. And let me move the rest of you over there too. Put Flesh and Laura there. The rest of you. We'll just move you all. There we go. Okay. So on the way over to the sort of like edge of of the pit. Once you like get into the city, especially on this main like walking path that sort of goes around like the city's edge, you probably see some like patrolling demons, maybe the odd like pit fiend here and there, followed by a couple demons. You might see the occasional like bone devil or chain devil, and you probably would see quite a few of the what are they called? I lost mains. I think that's how it's pronounced, mains. These like distorted, formerly humanoid, now like flesh husk demons that sort of moan out in pain. Some of them are like led around on chains by other devils and demons, and sort of like being led from one place to another in some sort of like macabre funeral procession.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's super good time. When you get near the edge of the pit, there's like this structure that serves as like a stairwell. It's built out of the same sort of stone as the nearby citadel. It leads down a couple stories into the pit to a walking trail that goes around the pit's edge and has other stairs that go down into various levels along this pit, the inside of this pit. The insides of the pit have all kinds of like hovels and openings. There might even a lot of them would be like stone. There might even be like the occasional like stone building built into the side of the pit. Some even have windows and things. As you're like looking down into this, and when you approach this like first stairwell at the edge, you would see a man and a woman standing near like the entrance to this stairwell. The woman, they both have large bat-like wings for one, and small horns, very small, almost like cartoonish, devilish looking horns, and like probably like reddish eyes. Other than that, they're very human looking, like pink human skin, probably quite a bit pale. They're also both in very good physical shape, and aside from a cape-like cloak on the man and some trousers, he's not wearing much of anything. Like he's basically shirtless, rippling abs. The woman is wearing essentially a blanket that she's like holding, covering her parts. She's also wearing like some jewelry on her feet, like an anklet. And there's like a jewelry wrist guard that she has on one of her hands. And she does, I think they both probably have like long barbed tails. When you approach the stairwell, the woman steps forward and says, "Oh, welcome, travelers. Hope the road hasn't been too weary on you. Anyone looking for some company?" She kind of like grins at the group of you. Hands immediately is like, "Not interested. We're in a hurry." The man kind of grins and reaches out towards the group of you as you pass by and says, "Oh, I can get lonely in the pit. Are you sure?" What do you guys do? You just ignore them, or you guys say anything?
Is that an abyssal?
Yeah, it would probably be in the same like abyssal language that we've been using. Yeah.
Okay.
Before Abe Flo don't understand.
Yeah, they're just saying gibberish at you as one of them like reaches towards you.
Oh wow! Look, they provide company here.
Quartz
Cander.
translate and tell a diviner that they're asking if you want to play.
Play? Like games?
No.
I like games.
Something like that.
Quartz.
You sweet innocent child.
Yeah.
Yes.
The woman like zeroes in on Quartz and I don't know who can understand or who can't, but says something like, "Oh, this one radiates desire," and kind of like giggles. What are you guys doing?
Quartz winks at her. And says, hopefully you'll find someone to play with soon. But he's right. We're in a hurry.
Yeah, she kind of makes a like a pouty face. And she's like, "Aw, that's disappointing."
I mean, we don't need to be so fast. Can I inquire what your services cost?
Yeah, they both kind of look at each other for a moment and seem to consider this. And they almost have like a silent conversation between the two of them as they like.
Can I like try and decipher that?
Yeah, are you trying to figure out if they are actually communicating somehow?
More like I'm just trying to see like what their general like, are they just, I don't know, not necessarily haggling with each other, but like trying to decide between themselves like what the charge is that because I'm trying to like, I just want to see if that's what they're kind of doing.
Sure, make a insight check.
Okay.
Ooh,
crit or nat one, nice.
Do you want to use your inspiration?
No, I think this is funnier. Plus, this is not a big deal, so I don't mind.
So they're definitely trying to figure out which one of them is most appealing to you. That's what they're doing. And so they're trying to be like, "Oh, was he talking to me or you?" Kind of thing. That's what they're doing. At least that's what you think.
Yeah.
Before one of them, or actually probably both of them in unison, say simple 100 echoes for the lapse, or a charge of light if you're holding. I need you, Cander, to make a wisdom save. This is a charm.
Okay.
Advantage.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I don't think I have anything that would... Yeah, I don't have anything else that would change that. Okay, just making sure. Okay, click the right button. That's the saves. Wisdom. Didn't change much.
Oh no, dude. Okay, well, that's a fail. So let me just copy this and I'll send it to you.
Jesus.
It's not that big of a deal, don't worry. It's just like the little side joke, kind of like a joke encounter I had. Okay, so there you got the saving throw, and you got what happens. So they I think they both like each put a hand on your shoulder, and they say so one charge for each of us. This sounds agreeable, doesn't it? Does he like pull you in closer, like away from your group a little bit?
He's carrying a charge on him.
No, I'm not.
Nope. At this point, Luce, like, not back, like the wavy hands.
Here, I do have pictures for them somewhere here. Let me see if I can find those for you. Okay, so here's the guy, and here's the girl. If it'll let me, actually, I gotta do it. I gotta do a different way to get the girls.
Do we know if he got charmed?
Let me read the effect. I don't
believe so.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
No.
So here's
This is just more of a.
I was about to say, does the I assume it's a like spell-like effect and not really it doesn't like require somatic stuff or something. Like
yeah,
that.
I think it's actually just one of their actions. It's not actually a spell. Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I think Quartz is going to like put a hand on Lucero's shoulder and go, Lucero, let the man do what he wishes. If he wants to partake, he's a grown man.
What happens if he can't pay?
That's his problem.
Hell,
He's smart. He can figure it out.
Back you heathens. They like do like the wavy hands.
I mean, the thing is, they technically haven't given me any like orders. They've just said, "Does that sound agreeable?"
Yeah,
and
this
I'm going to say no because I don't have any money.
Yeah. They kind of like seem insulted. Like they make a face. They both like make a gross face, like they smelled something bad, right? And you're immediately like filled with this feeling of like, oh no, I don't want to make them angry at me. And they both say in unison, well, surely you can get something from your friends. You should do that. You should get what you can from your friends here. And they like, but they kind of like turn you around to where like they're standing on either side of you behind you with like a hand on your shoulder, and they're almost like gesturing you towards, like almost like pushing you towards the group now. Like they're trying to like to the other players, this would look very like manipulative, right? Like they're trying to like almost like they're like trying to sick their dog on you. And behind him, like he's not looking at them now, he's looking at the group of you. Their faces are almost like really satisfied and like menacing, kind of like they're now smiling in like this kind of like gross evil way, like very satisfied with themselves.
Okay, so I'm going to try something. Let me know if it would be successful or not. I would like to pull out my fucking instrument and profess that I am going to play a song for you guys so that you will give me money. In that action, I would like to counter charm.
Okay, so you're trying to play a song for your friends here, like your group, the players, to get money, but you're going to be counter charming yourself? Is that the idea?
Yes. I don't know if that is possible. I just wanted to, like, I thought it was interesting.
I mean, it's
like to try and get another saving throw.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, sure.
It's like I'm technically doing what they're telling me to, but I'm also doing my own thing.
Yeah. I tell you what. So like my only, if I was gonna argue with it, I would say, well, how are you knowing to counter charm? But they haven't like told you not to, and I suppose you could be aware that you might be under the effect of something. So sure, do it. Go for it. The counter charm just gets you another saving throw.
So technically speaking, gives me advantage on saving throws, but I don't know how long you're supposed to go between saving throws on this. Like technically speaking, it's probably supposed to be once per round.
When you fail the saving throw, you're magically charmed for 1 day.
You can repeat the saving throw. Oh no, wait. Oh, never mind. I was reading something wrong. Never mind. Then yeah, this doesn't work.
If you suffer harm or receive a suicidal command, then you can repeat the saving throw.
Yes. Okay. I saw the repeat or can repeat the save. My brain did. I read that the first time and saw it, and then I just decided, no, I'm just going to read this part again.
Lucero,
never mind.
Silly.
What? I missed it.
Slap him silly. I mean, snap him out of it.
Snap out of it. But yeah, I mean, I guess I will come over and Well, yeah, the only one that I probably think would listen to me would be Lucero, so I'll just get down on my knees.
Lucero gonna slap
Please.
the snap out of you. They
Rudy,
man.
please, can I borrow some money?
We don't. They're gonna like pick Cander up, like shake him by the shoulders. We don't have any echoes.
Yeah, so you're like, we don't have any echoes. Yeah, they both kind of like snarl in disgust again. And they say, surely you have light, something for payment. Yeah, they kind of like start to grin at you now, Lucero. They've still like got like a hand on either one of his shoulders, but they're like,
Honey.
they start to kind of like
They're-
grin and smirk at you.
They're looking at both of them. If you can outdo the bunny, I'll be amazed. And they look and they point at Maki-e.
Maki-e's arms are crossed. She does not look amused.
Okay. You hear a voice in your head, Cander. And it says, "Do they have anything? Tell us."
I cannot find my unarmed attack.
It's just...
It
as
would
far as I know, it's
just-
just normal with the strength.
Yeah. 1d20 plus your strength modifier. And then you do like 1 damage, I think.
The funniest thing is, I'm pretty sure Cander was not paying attention when they divided things up. Because he didn't get anything, and he didn't really care.
Yeah, but you know they have something.
Yes, but I can't tell
I
them
think
where it is.
I think it's 1 plus strength. So yeah, they're still gonna smack Cander like snap out of it.
All right.
So this is for the unarmed.
17.
That hits, yeah.
So that's your strength modifier.
So you take 5 damage.
Yeah, you take 5 damage, Cander. You
Ouch.
you immediately
They're like
get a
slapping you across the cheeks.
you immediately get a save. So make a wisdom save.
Okay. Still got that. Okay.
Yeah, you break free of this effect they have on you.
Ow, that was rude.
I do.
I'd like to pretend that I'm not. I don't know if they get feedback that I'm no longer charmed, but I'd like to pretend I'm still charmed.
Dude, you were begging me for hookup money. I think I get to do that.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna know as soon as you disobey
Darn,
their
okay.
command, because they're
Well,
telling.
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, they're telling you to. Well, they're telling you through a telepathic bond to tell them if they have anything. Are you telling them?
Yes, I heard that, and yeah, we have stuff.
Okay. Then they'll say, take it. Attack them if you must.
But they'd kill me. I'm just weak.
No, you have us. We'll keep you safe. Don't worry.
I don't know. You look pretty weak too.
Yeah, no, not weak at all. We will keep you safe. Trust us.
Nah, you look pretty pathetic right now.
Yeah, okay, so they know that you're not under their
I'm
control.
literally not disobeying their commands.
Yeah, well, they're saying to trust us, and you're saying no. So, I mean, that's their command.
They're not saying to trust them.
What? They literally just said.
They're saying that they're powerful, and I'm saying they look pathetic.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Liz is getting tired of this. Can I do something?
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I need to do, but it's just a cantrip, so unless I nat one this, it should be fine. Yep. I'm going to do create bonfire,
Okay.
Ooh, fun.
and I want to do it on her blankets.
Okay, sure. So you set the blankets on fire. All right. Dex save or take 1d8 fire damage. DC 17.
Yes.
She's not very good at dex saves. To be honest, they're actually not really powerful creatures, just by the way.
I wasn't really like planning damage wise. I was more just thinking like, your blanket caught on fire. Please go away.
D20 plus 3 fails. So the blankets catch on fire and start to burn her. So roll a d8, I guess, for roll damage.
It did fire. It did 10.
Oh, it did. Oh, it did 10. Okay. Okay. It does half the damage you'd expect it to do, but she does throw the blanket down and is now nude. So there's that. She also backs up, I think, like away from the stairwell, out of your way. The man that's with her does the same, I think. The other direction, backs up. And yeah, I think they both probably say there's no need to be so aggressive.
Trying to solicit our friends. Won't take no for an answer.
Yeah, she says, that's just the way things work here. Surely you understand.
I also am of the firm belief that one no is more than enough.
Yeah, you've proved your point. They back up a little bit further and kind of put their hands up defensively.
And go on. They like motion with their head.
Yeah, they'll walk away. They'll leave.
Oh, finally. The ugly ones have gone.
Cander, would you mind putting out that fire real quick before we leave?
Oh, sure. Prestidigitation.
Can they put out fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It can light or snuff a candle, torch, or small campfire.
All right.
Notice that part.
So
Could have
Hans
just
is
lit
like,
her on
well,
fire with the prestidigitation.
Hans is like, well, now that we've dealt with the riffraff, should we continue? Unless there's any other succubuses you'd like to proposition, Cander.
Oh, no. I just like knowing what things cost.
For all these years. All that flirting.
All right, so
What?
Hans will
Okay.
lead you all into the stairwell. As you get lower into the pit, you can see bits of the stairwell are in a further state of ruin or near collapse, where a lot of these big stones have fallen off into the pit below, or have like part of the wall may have come off into the stairwell itself, and there may be a bit of rubble you have to step over. The path does seem fairly worn and old. Ancient path. You can see places where feet over centuries, millennia, have worn down a trail in the stone itself. Before a few stories down, you sort of come off of the stairwell and back onto a narrow walking path that circles the pit. you find yourself closer to several of these sort of like hollows where you'll have like a constructed stone archway, like an entrance into the like the side of the pit itself, and then looking down into the dark hollow, it's just almost like a cave, like perhaps clawed out or dug out in some fashion. Most of these archways just disappear into darkness, many of them with no like door on them at all. There are probably a few that might have like a metal door, like a wooden door, or even like a stone like boulder in front of some of them. And you can see like people in the pit like moving around and going about different places, a few different buildings, that kind of thing. Eventually, Hans directs you to a particular archway, and says, "This is the hollow we all stay in." Their sleeping place, you said. Well, it's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we just leave him here?
Do we need to leave the head next to the body?
Probably best to do that, sure.
The only one I've seen revived is Mard, and that was just stabbing wounds.
What happens if the body is separated from the head when it recovers?
Well, I don't know. I've never really tried it.
Does it end up like a starfish and there's multiple of them?
Ooh.
That would be weird. No, I don't think it works that way. I've never heard of there being like multiple of the same person, so it's probably a better question for Unbound, but it probably just grows back from the head. Just guessing.
That would make the most sense. Would be the strangest, though.
But you're saying after all this time, you've never tried to experiment?
Oh, I don't. Well, if I had it, I don't remember it. But I'm not really the one who messes around with that stuff. That's more Unbound's thing, you know. I just.
How big is the cave that we're in?
Well, like it's quite large. Like it's a. He would lead you into the entrance would go down a path basically that opens up into several different rooms. Like presumably they'd each have their own like room, and there might even be like a common area. So, yeah, Cursed's quote unquote room would probably have like a lot of maybe like honestly like bedding made out of fabrics. There'd probably be a like a strange statue of a like a black serpent somewhere in there. She might even have like the walls of the room itself carved to serve as like a place to store clothing, like little desks and stuff like that, little like cubby holes. She might have like some spell ingredients stored away, some incenses and stuff like that. Whereas like Ruin's hovel room is going to be more like animal pelts or various creature pelts, maybe just like a pile of bones in one corner, that kind of thing. And if he does have like anything to store, it would just be like equipment and gear, so like a place to hang up armor or like a weapon, that kind of stuff. The common area would probably have like a stone table with essentially stone stools around it to serve as chairs. Maybe even like a like a cauldron to cook in or something, like a big soup kettle, that kind of thing.
Well, there's a quick and easy way we can do with one of them at least. We could put the head on one side of the room and the body on the other. We want to see what happens.
I'm not against it.
It'll probably just take them longer to wake up.
If it does, it does. They're going to take Ruin's body and put it on one side of the room and Ruin's head on the other.
Okay. Sure. You can do that. Does Myrkrið stop chewing on Cursed long enough to put her body in there? I don't know if you're talking, Wolfrin. You might be muted.
He said
he
BRB
said
a
he'd
little
be
bit
back.
ago.
Oh, okay.
Luce would take the body
Yeah, I was
from
about to say,
him
we'll
to put it
try
up.
and- yeah, put it up.
All right. Are you guys keeping their
Oh,
belongings?
he's in
He's
his Elven
in
form.
normal
We're
form,
not currently
chewing
chewing on it. So
Okay.
they'll put Cursed up normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she get to keep like her dagger, for example, like everything except for the light vials?
Did they have a door?
Yeah, they probably would have
Yes.
something that would serve as a makeshift door. Yeah.
But it's not very
We probably should take everything so
safe
that they don't
from
get robbed.
theft. Yeah.
Yeah, like the main entrance to the place probably doesn't have a door for sure.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
probably
then-
take everything that is like valuable, so that she doesn't get robbed before she does come back.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, aside
Do we just
from
want to put it in somebody's bag and just have it be like Cursed stuff and just have it stay on their sheet?
For now, yeah,
First
probably.
Yeah.
and stuff.
you can do that. You would probably notice, like looking through the place, that there's not like cups and bowls and stuff stored around in the kitchen or anything to like cook with or anything like that. Like they seem to keep the place fairly bare, but probably because of that. Because you know,
Yeah.
people just want.
I have no idea if they can read, but I'd like to write a note for them that says, "Hey, we have your stuff because you
Wake
know
up.
we're
Is-
dead. We didn't want you to get robbed."
Is it in common?
No, it would be an abyssal.
Okay, I was just asking. All right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. You ready?
Or sorry, infernal. I know infernal. Somebody else
Okay.
knows abyssal.
Okay.
Quartz.
Is it just like on a piece of paper or something?
Yes, I have. Let me see. Yes, I have paper and an ink pen and ink.
Awesome. And where did you say you want to leave it?
A lot of
Um,
us have bags of holding, so we can split it between us.
Yep.
So who
Hmm.
do you want to give who
I'll
stuff
probably
to?
just wait. Do they have like a table?
Yeah, there's like a table in like the common area.
Cool. I grabbed some sort of rock and or bone and set it on there so it doesn't blow away, and then it's just on the table.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
That way it's not
Wait.
ominous. It's like a dagger going through it.
No. Because that would be something that would get stolen.
Yeah. All right. So you leave like a note on the table. Sure.
Signed, Cander.
Okay, so who's gonna hold whose stuff real quick?
I mean,
Well, you've already
since I was
been
controlling her, I've
carrying
already
his
probably
axe.
got, yeah.
So I'll put in a thing for his supplies in my bag.
Here, I'll put them over there. We'll just say that they're in their house or whatever.
House empty.
Egg full.
we kill them to save them, and then take all their stuff so they don't get robbed.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Wolfrin.
Totally normal.
Exactly what
Just
friends would do.
adventurer things.
So who's gonna take cursed stuff?
Oh, I said I've got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you guys leave their bodies. You take all their stuffs. What's the plan now? Are we going shopping? Or are we? Okay.
We're going to go window shopping, find what we want, and then afterwards sell to raise up the funds.
Yeah. All right. So Hands basically directs you outside and explains that, okay, so what you need to look for is if you're looking for people that are trading, you're going to want to look for buildings or hovels with like this one here, and he points to a nearby one once you guys get out on the walkway. And he says, see how near the entryway there's that dark diamond shape like an echo, and you can see like someone's carved it like on the stone and smeared it with something black. It's just like basically a diamond. Instead, there's no like signs that say like name of shop, this is what we sell, or anything like that. Instead, you just have like these crude marks on entryways. And he says,
cool, like thieves can't.
Yeah, like thieves can't, or something like that. Or like the what was it, like Skyrim, where they had like thieves guild merchants with different symbols or something. Yeah, basically. So Hands is like, the trick is figuring out who sells what, or what you're looking for in particular, I guess. Yeah, he says, so what are we looking for first?
Good question.
Not a night stay. And they like pointedly look over at Cander.
What? Now we know what it costs.
Now we know.
You have to have this sort of information at some point. After all, now that's like more information on what this the currency is worth.
Where did you get those tools that you use in order to get the light hands? Those special tools?
The vials?
Well,
yeah.
the tools that they use in order to put the light in the vials.
Yeah, he says, well, I can take you to the person who sort of gave me the idea, I guess is the best way to put it.
Does he sell those? Or
Well, he sells
makes them?
He sells the vials, and well, the charge of magic that we put into them to make them usable for light. It's got a lot of other weird stuff too. A lot of weird like image stuff. See, he uses the vials for a different thing. It's like it's so hard to explain, but he's got a bunch of these different vials. Each of them have something different inside of them. It can be something you might want to use, for example, like stairs or a ladder or like a sword, I guess. And you can break the vial and it'll become real, at least temporarily. And well, sometimes they have a side effect, though.
What side effect?
Well, it's just that there's a chance that sometimes they turn into something that's not so useful, but more like terrifying.
I do love a gamble.
But you said that he made the tools in order to put the light in the vials, right?
Yeah, well,
Do you think he could maybe give us more of those so that we can harvest some of our own?
I mean, yeah, I can give us more of them. We can always like reuse the ones we've got too. But yeah,
Well,
if you're just
you have your own, but I would like my own.
Yeah, he nods. He says, well, that would be the place to get them. I think he mostly trades in echoes, and well, I don't. He doesn't really seem like the type to be interested in gear. But wait, I guess if you could, he might be interested if you can give him something similar, like something he could sell in his store.
How much did you pay for the tools?
He says there were the vials with the in single enchantment for all of them. They came out to about 50 echoes each.
That's not too bad.
Is anyone else interested in anything? What kind of stuff do they have down here?
He says, well, there's some of the traders I haven't actually been to myself. Did we lose Ferdy or? Yeah, it was Ferdy,
Yeah.
right? He says, there's.
Oh, we got put in timeout.
You got put in timeout. Oh, he's AFK. Here I go. Okay.
Oh goodness.
There you are.
It does that. I thought it only did that to me, but it also puts Ferdy in timeout apparently.
Huh.
Yeah, he says. I know of well, an alchemist, I guess, someone that trades in like potions and poisons. I know there's there's a woman Cursed's more familiar with that sells like spell scrolls. I think. And there's this old guy. He trades. Well, I don't know what he trades. Really, I've just heard strange stories about him. He's always asking weird questions about the past or the future.
Oh, where's that one?
Yeah, he like points down to a lower level of the pit, like on the opposite wall. And
Cool. Cander's gone.
Okay. All right. Yeah. all right. Well, I know who
And
you're
he
going,
was
so-
never seen or heard from again.
Okay. Candor takes off.
Yeah, feel free to do your other things though. I don't. I just figure I would like. Nope. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, we'll cut to you in a second. I think. Don't worry.
Yeah, no problem.
What are the rest of you doing?
Maki-e perked up at poisons. So she's going to look at Lucero and say, I wish to go see the poison.
Yeah, it's well, we call at least I've taken to calling him the Veiled Alchemist. But his hovel's right this way. Like directs you down the path. Are the rest of
Quartz
you?
will follow.
Yeah. Okay.
Lucero coming too.
Do-
Follow.
Okay.
Are the rest of you going? Presumably. Okay. He leads you to a hovel, not all that dissimilar from the one that they were staying in. However, as soon as you get to the edge of it, you can smell like burning incense, some various strange fumes. Like some of them have a sulfuric scent. Some of them more like acidic. and he says, "Yeah, I think his shop's in here. It's got like a large metal door on it. He walks up to the door and he pounds his fist on it a few times, like boom, boom, boom. And then you hear like a distant whispering voice, like an old man, say, "Come in." And the door kind of unlatches and creaks as it slowly opens on its own. On the other side of the door, you just see like a cave path with like distant light coming from somewhere inside the passage. You can't see straight back to the source of the light. It's probably coming from like a bend in the sort of like tunnel. But Hans says, "Don't worry, I've talked to this guy before. He's okay." He steps into the passage. You guys follow?
Oh, I'm glad he did that willingly. Maki-e was going to insist he go first.
Yes.
All
But
right.
Maki-e will follow, yes.
So it leads you down a passage for like probably 50 feet, 100 feet. It bends around a turn and then bends left first, then bends back to the right before the passage opens up into a large room. In the room, you can immediately see like candlelight, and you see a cloaked figure. There's also like shelves with bottles on them. The figure looks something like this. And let me get the description for this guy. A cloaked figure obscured by layers of tattered iridescent veils. You get a glimpse of like the figure's arms or their hands, and you'd see like desiccated hands. There's still skin on there, but the hands are very withered and old, almost like emaciated. And there are also like alchemical tattoos and symbols on the skin all over the hands, in between the knuckles, just written all over it everywhere. As you guys make contact with the figure, it like raises one of its hands and sort of like slowly beckons you in. You can't see the face under the veil, and even though there's light behind the sort of like cloak that it's wearing, you can't see the silhouette of like feet or like legs. It's just kind of like shadow underneath the veil besides the hands. And then the voice says, "Oh, we have a returning customer. Have you brought friends with you this time?" And Hans says, "Yes, actually, it seems one of my friends here was looking for some poisons. Do you have anything for them?" And the hand like sweeps across the room as he like turns to one side. He kind of like floats as he turns. Like you don't see like footsteps. He just kind of like turns to one side, and the hand gestures to like a nearby shelf with a bunch of like vials and glassware on it. You can see a bunch of vials of like liquids. Some of them are like green, some are black, most of which have some kind of like stopper or wax seal on the end. And the voice says, "Were you looking for anything in particular?"
You got anything unusual? Not the common stuff, the unique stuff.
Unique, perhaps. Let me see here. He kind of like sweeps across a shelf. And then like you see him like bend forward and kind of like lean down, almost like he's trying to focus on something. You hear a voice from under the cloak say, "No, something truly unique, I think." And he like quickly like raises back up and sweeps across the other side of the room to a different shelf. Grabs a small vial, only about the length of your index finger, and maybe just as wide as your thumb. And he kind of like floats across the room towards you and holds it out in his hand. And he says, "Here, something truly unique. Not poison, perhaps. Well, I suppose, unless you were to imbibe too much."
What is it?
He says,
Any substance, because any substance can be deadly at a certain
Yeah.
point.
yeah. He says,
Water.
he says, "Haven't named it yet, but it's a personal creation. Helps one see deeper. Lifts the veil, you might say." Gives a glance.
Oh goodness, he's got DMT.
yeah. He's like, "This shit'll make you talk to the clockwork elves." He says, "Helps those gaze beyond the void."
Have you tried it before?
Yeah, he kind of you see like the hood of the robe kind of like slowly lower and raise, and he says, "My own particular brew. I've used it on occasion, yes, but you wouldn't want to take more than just a few drops at a time. Otherwise, you risk the effect becoming permanent."
Do you happen to have any testers?
You ask him if he has testers. He says, "I've taken the substance myself, but no, we don't hire testers here."
Don't hire them, I see.
Might I have a look at it?
Yeah, he hands it out to you, drops it into your palm.
So if I wanted to use it on somebody else to get the advantage on them, I just give them the whole bottle. And then they permanently can't see me because they can only see somewhere else.
He seems to consider this. He says, "Taking all of it at once, I suspect, would give the creature a permanent extra eye, so to speak. One that can, well, as I said before, see beyond the veil. This could be maddening to some extent, if the effect was permanent, if there was no escape from it."
It gives you
How
a
much is it?
physical third eye.
Yeah, the creature nods again.
Maki is just gonna make people go crazy if she gets a hold of this. How much is it?
He says, "I'd be willing to part with a vial for," he kind of like looks you up and down, "for a new customer. A mere 50 echoes. That's half the price I would normally charge."
I'm gonna look at Hans, because Hans warned us about, or was it Hans or Melora? Somebody warned us about accepting things at discount, right?
Yeah. Hands is the one who did, I think. You look over at Hands, and Hands kind of shrugs. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm sorry, how much did he say again?
50
50.
echoes.
But we don't have any echoes right now.
Yeah, she's going to ask, how much do you have? Because I didn't bring my coin, but I can go get some.
Yeah, he says, I have a few put away. A few dozen. I could always make more, I think.
What else do you got?
Yeah, he gestures to one of the shelves he was looking at before, and he says, many of these elixirs cause the imbiber to experience vivid hallucinations. Like, this shelf is all hallucinogens and LSD, yo. Hang on.
Is one of them a grayish white paste?
Yeah, for sure.
We've got LSD, we've got DMT, we've got Kraj.
Yeah, he's got your Kraj Connect on lock for sure. I mean, there would basically also be essentially like anything that would be in the PHB for potions and poisons here as well. So yeah, like there's gonna be like one shelf that's all like elixirs. He probably even has like health potions. And your typical poisons. Oh goodness, I'm not feeling so great, you guys.
It's the poisons.
Like your wyvern poisons and stuff like that. Like,
do you buy poisons that we procured?
On occasion. Do you have something you're looking to part with?
Perhaps. Let me look into my bag. And Quartz is gonna pull out of her bag of holding. She's gonna use a second level spell slot to create a giant vial of purple worm poison.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And hand it and show it to him.
Yeah, you just make some purple worm poison. This is like super expensive poison, by the way. Yeah, you show it to him.
Quartz is aware. She's had a bazaar.
Yeah. He seems to look at it and he says, quite a rare find. That. Are you looking to sell it?
Yes. How much are you willing to pay for it? It is a rare find after all.
Indeed. Well,
I love how we're never going to be able to do business with the shopkeep again.
Yeah, because this is going to be fake, right? Like this is going to dissolve basically. After
yeah. It's real now.
Yeah,
but it's going to last like an hour or two.
Yeah. You create this with a spell in front of him.
Well, I mean, I don't have to say anything, or
okay, it's just an ability. Like you don't have to.
Yeah, it's an ability, and pulled it out of a bag.
That's why she reached into her bag to make it.
You're right.
I just use up a spell slot. Doesn't mean I actually say a spell.
Yeah. Is there anything that he could even make a roll that would give him a reason to like make a roll to be able to see if this is real, or is it otherwise just looks real because your creation bard stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, unless you're saying Arcana, but like I also did it like in an extra dimensional bag, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Luz might give her like a warning look from the back, but that might be about it. Like, if you get us banned from here, Maki-e is gonna kill you. But I don't even know if Maki-e would know it's fake.
Yeah, Maki-e, I don't think she knows. Because she doesn't know Quartz well enough.
You place the poison in his hand to let him look at it.
I mean, has he asked for it?
Yeah, he'll hold out his hand.
Sure.
And like kind of holds it up in front of his like face, the shadow under the veil of the hood he's wearing, like he's looking at it closer to his eye, and he says, if it's real, well, it may not seem like the best deal, but I would pay you half what I would sell it for. 1,000 echoes, I think.
Do you ask all your customers if their wares are real?
It seems unordinary that one would acquire this here.
And who said I have acquired it here?
He says, oh, this one travels outside the void. That is curious.
It seems like you must have as well, if you know what it is.
Indeed. It's been some time, though.
Does it seem like we're from the void?
No, I suppose not. But my vision isn't what it used to be. What is the realm you are from, young one?
The material realm.
Interesting. And what
Can
was
I
there-
see that?
You want to see?
They're rare there, but you can still see them here and there.
Are you asking to see the vial, Maki-e?
Yeah, she's asking Quartz because Maki-e didn't know Quartz had poison on her. Maki-e
Now she
doesn't
wants
know
it.
that Quartz creates things. She doesn't want to sell it if she can use it.
Yeah. So, he's like still holding it, but you're like, "Can I see that?" He'll hold it out to hand it to you so you can check it out.
Maki, are you adept at poison? Can you tell if it's real? Tell this good man that it's real.
It seems
Okay,
real.
If I
you know?
use, I mean, I have a poisoner's kit. I don't know if I could use that to identify stuff, but yeah, if it's all like if I was to use it right now and it would have the same effects as the actual substance, then
yeah.
Maki probably she will hold it a little closer to herself and say, can I have it?
Do you have 1,000 echoes, Maki?
No, but I can make use of it.
Well, we can make use of 1,000 echoes.
Luce will lean down to whisper to Maki-e, maybe Quartz has more that she'll share with you later.
You have more?
And she turns to the shopkeep and says, so 1,000 echoes, you can't swing anymore? It is pretty rare. You said so yourself, you can't find it down here.
Yeah, he says 1,000 echoes is a fair price, I assure you. It may be difficult to resell.
Is it? It seems like this one wants to buy it. So I'm sure there are other people down here who'd like it.
You're trying to make a persuasion check?
Yeah.
All right, make a roll. Almost got a critical one there. Let me see here. Oh, crap. I'm on the wrong thing. Dish. I don't think his bullshit is very high. Whiz check is a +2. He has no insight skill. That's an 11. He says, what sounds more fair? An extra 20%, perhaps?
That sounds fair.
1,400.
It's yours.
Yeah, he reaches out for the vial and he says, the Taboo Enclave thanks you.
Oh no.
Are you a worker for them or a leader?
He says, humble merchant, extending our reach to this fetid pit.
Because Lucero, didn't you want to talk to them?
Yeah.
Well, there's one right in front of us.
And they're only going to be happy for an hour.
I was hoping to. I'll just cut to the chase. I was hoping to maybe get an audience with the scholar, the prince.
Ooh, the prince.
Also, it's 5 hours, by the way. It's equal to my proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Oh, sell it quick, my dude. Sell it quick.
We've already agreed on it.
This is out of character. No, I'm not going to tell him
Well-
to his face. Sell it quick.
Well, he said yes already. I'm assuming.
Yeah, he said he'd pay you
Yeah.
1,400 echoes for it. Yeah. The problem
I'm
is
not gonna-
you're at.
No. She's saying like that this dude should sell it quick so that he never knows.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. But yeah, so you're asking him if you can get a audience with the scholar prince,
Or at least, I'm at least looking to.
yeah, or like he says, I could perhaps put in a word for someone higher up in the enclave. Should you reach out? The scholar, of course, is very difficult to speak to directly.
I have a feeling we have the kind of secrets the scholar is looking for.
What were you saying, Kyo? Were you saying something?
Oh no, just that the deal's been done. So
You might have heard my husband. He's talking to some friends.
Oh, okay. It sounded like Kyo.
A little bit.
Yeah, okay. So he says, who should I say is looking to have a conversation?
Luce is gonna look back at Maki and go, Kintsugi.
Kintsugi. And what is the reason for this audience?
Feelings.
Dealings? Is that what you said?
Feelings. Potential partnership.
And what do you have to offer the scholar?
Now that is the secret.
I mean, a secret might be something the scholar would be interested in, but I mean, secrets is like the Taboo Enclave's domain, you know?
Or secrets that the scholar would not have easily gained access to.
Yeah, I think he says that certainly would get their attention if you claim to have information they're not aware of. I will put in this word for you. You'll receive a communication from me should they find your request amenable.
They bow their head slightly.
One more thing.
I think it bows back, actually. Go ahead, Maki-e.
How much would you pay for something like this? And she's gonna pull out the vial that has Grudro's poison gland in it.
Oh, jeez.
Forgot about that.
Did you make it into a vial, or was it still like the organ?
Well, it's got the whole organ, but she's keeping the organ in the vial, I think, or whatever. Wherever she's keeping it, she's keeping the organ in an enclosed container.
Yeah, I thought you made it into a thing so you could like use it as a grenade or something.
She was just gonna use the whole sac, the gland, as a grenade.
Yeah.
So she's keeping it in something that's easily, like, if I throw this, that the thing that it's in will break, and then it will do its thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he says, well, this is interesting.
Maki-e, dear, is that what I think it is?
I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking.
It's missing some of the quality refinement to be called a poison, is it not? It's more of an explosive.
It's the raw ingredient. I harvested it from the body myself.
Yep.
There would be
It's
two,
exactly
but
what I
I
thought
kind
it
of
was.
exploded that one.
It's like quite dangerous when mixed with simple air.
Poor Ferdy.
Yeah. Can you link the effect on it, please? I just want to compare it.
I will copy and paste because it doesn't. Because it was the thing.
TC 22. I'd imagine it's worth quite a bit more than the purple worm poison, actually. The only thing is, like, you'd have to, if you wanted to use it as a poison, I mean, it's kind of just like a poison gas. You might have to like refine it a little bit. But it does a lot more damage and it's got a higher save, so it's a stronger poison. Yeah, I think he'll offer you 1,000 echoes for it.
I'll keep it.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. All right. So you've made the request to meet with the scholar, where in 5 hours he's going to change his mind about helping you out with that anyways. He's going to realize you screwed him. What else?
Assuming he realizes, because he can just put it in a spot and then just disappears without him noticing.
Yeah, I mean, surely he doesn't pay attention to his own inventory at all.
Now, where did I put that? I
Yeah.
thought I put it here.
If Maki-e
He did
doesn't
say
come
he-
back to buy it for $2,000 later
He did say he
before
was
the
getting
5
old.
hours is up.
Yeah, but sure, it doesn't mean he's dumb, but okay.
Here's what you do. You get somebody to put hex on him and target the rolls for perception. And then,
Well,
He'll never
depending on how many
perceive that it's
customers he got,
missing.
he may also think that he got robbed.
Yeah,
I,
dude.
I suppose I could just give him some kind of roll. It'd probably be intelligence though. His intelligence is freaking high. Perception would be to see it disappear. I feel like intelligence would be more to notice that it disappeared.
Well, it'd be perception to perceive where he put it, and then intelligence to investigate why it's not where he thought he put it.
Yeah, it's just why. So his first line of reasoning is, "Oh, this must be a trick," instead of, "Oh, someone didn't come in here and steal from me."
No, I'm saying no. Well, I mean, it would be he would probably, he did magically open the door, right, when you guys entered, so presumably there's something going on there where he might know if somebody comes in or not.
Right.
His perception isn't that good. I'll give him a perception roll.
That would be way after we leave.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and make the roll now. I just want to know what it's going to be later. Okay. And
Gonna notice it missing.
His intelligence is quite a bit higher. Okay, it's actually not a super high roll, but he still gets a 19. All right.
What is
Well, it doesn't matter right now. It's going to be 5 hours from now when he figures it out.
Well, here's a question. Would he, because he's going around to contact the scholar and the higher ups for us, would he even be in the shop in 5 hours?
You think he has to leave the shop to... He said he was going to send you communication. How do you think he's going to do that? So he's
well, he could be just outside of it or something, I'm not saying he has to go far.
Yeah, well, I'm saying he could probably do that with sending or a message or one of those spells where he doesn't have to go anywhere to
Oh yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah.
Don't think there's any way weaseling out of what Quartz has done. We have to live with it.
It's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
You can always go back and buy it.
Yeah.
Maki-e
After we've
thinks
done
it's real.
some business.
Maki-e does think it's real.
Meanwhile,
Maki-e doesn't know what you do.
Are you guys done shopping here? Or is there anything else you guys want to do while you're here?
I think the only thing Maki is interested in is his custom brew.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, now that Quartz has 1,400 echoes.
Yeah.
Well, it's Quartz's money. Maki is not going to assume she can spend the money Quartz just made from Quartz's own belonging, unless Quartz offers.
Lucero is giving Quartz a very pointed look over Maki-e.
Can I ask him, what is his marketing like? How does he get the word out that he has wares?
He says satisfied customers bring in their friends, just like what happened today.
So, do you have a contact list of these customers? We could tell them about the worm poison that I just gave him. Help out his business.
So you want him to give you a list of all his customers so that you
No. I would like, not a list, point us in direction so we can spread the word.
He says, but they already shop here. That doesn't. Besides, my reputation in the pit precedes me.
So they know exactly when you get new wares, I say.
He says, handing out clients' information to new faces isn't exactly good for business.
If they deal in secrets, they're not going to give you anything.
You're right. Don't give out the information. It's a very smart businessman.
Also, if you go around shouting that he has this, you might attract the wrong crowd.
Maybe he wants the wrong crowd.
No, I mean to you. Because they're going to want to know why you know that.
Because we were just here. What do you mean?
If this man is known for poisons, and then you start shouting out that you know he has poisons, people will know that you deal in poisons.
People may also
Poison.
suspect that you purchased your own goods at this shop, that you might be a good target for robbery. The pit is a hodgepodge of the princes, some more agreeable than others. Perhaps you should be more careful while you stay here.
Anyways, I'll be back to get some of that.
Okay. Yeah.
And she's indicating the vial of his whatever that stuff was. The
Mystery
unnamed.
poison.
The mystery poison that can make people go insane if you give them too much. That's what she wants.
Yeah, okay. Sure, yeah. He says, I'll have some put aside for you. How much do you think you would like?
It really depends on how much echoes I get my hand on. Perhaps just one, maybe 5. We'll see.
Yeah, he kind of like bows and goes back to the shelf where he dusts off a particularly dusty bottle of something.
The bottle look like something of interest, or is that just him going back to his, like, dismissing us, going back to his,
It's more
his
of a
duties?
It's more of a, I mean, he is just going back to his duties, but the bottle he goes to that's covered in dust is more of a jug, really. It's slightly green in color. It is made out of glass, and it's kind of like a gallon jug sized. Like it's pretty big. And when he like smears a hand across it, you see a face in the bottle. It's not alive or moving or anything. It's just staring blankly.
Gross. Let's go.
Cander got put in timeout now.
Oh no! Everybody's going AFK
It's because
today.
it puts you in AFK if you don't talk after a certain amount of time. So since Cander's been on his own
Right.
for a while, it moved him to AFK, and then Ferdy hasn't been talking much, so he got moved to AFK.
I moved him back.
So, talk more?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Cander's not with the
basically
group.
saying
Cander's with. Cander went
that's
off
true.
on his own.
Yeah, we're about to go to Cander. Are you guys done here? You want to go to another merchant? What are you guys doing?
We can move to Cander. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna cut to him as soon as you guys leave here.
Yeah.
Maki-e thinks we're coming back and does not know we are most likely not.
All right, so we see you guys walk towards the exit, and we fade out from you all and fade in to Cander, who comes to another hovel, another entryway, and heads down it. I guess. Let me pull up this guy's stuff here.
I'm looking for a weirdo with questions.
Yeah. Indeed. What the heck? Where is this guy? I just had this stuff up. Here we go. This is that guy. All right. Okay, so you head into a hovel. It's marked. It's the one that Hans was pointing at. And you go down the little cave path and you find yourself to another opened room. Inside, you see kind of similar to the merchant that they were interacting with. Actually, it's an ancient withered being surrounded by a shimmering aura. Its eyes radiate a faint glow, and time seems to distort around its form.
Ooh, interesting.
It looks something like this. When you walk into the room, he's facing the door, like almost expectantly, like he was waiting on you. The cavern that he's in is somewhat bare. But it does have like the odd candle here and there. He's also holding a candle of sorts in his hand, in one of his hands. However, the candle has melted down to the point where it's like basically he's holding wax, like a puddle of wax in one of his hands, that's still got just a bare hair width of wick left in the end lit. The hand that's holding it, of course, has like wax that's dripped down from it, and is sort of like almost like sealed the fingers together where it's like dried in some places. And it dangles down from his hand almost like a stalactite in a cave. And he just sort of like stares at you as you enter. And he says, he kind of just says, interesting. Early, I think, or late. Which one is it?
Precisely when I want to be.
He kind of like turns around and walks toward a table in the room. And on either side of the table is like a bench carved from stone. He gestures to the one opposite from him with his free hand, and sits down.
Yeah, sure, I'll sit down.
He says, what brings you in?
Oh, I heard you like questions. Also, you need to work on the decor here, and you need a bowl for that wax. That looks like that's got to be uncomfortable.
He looks down at his hand, like he isn't sure what you're talking about at first. And then his hand and his body sort of like glitch and like almost like ethereally shift to the other side of the bench that he's sitting on. The candle in his hand almost like grows before your eyes, like a few inches up, is less melted. His face, which is kind of like sunken and very emaciated and zombie-like currently, even though it does have some like white facial hair, it becomes like younger. Like it looks less dead, less distorted, less old. The gray kind of fades to like a brown slightly, even though it's still got flecks of gray in it. And he says, how long ago did you arrive in the void?
Before I answer the question, I kind of clap and go, oh man, yeah, cool. I think I've got a friend that could do that trick.
He tilts his head to the side. And then he says, how long?
I don't know. What do you call it? Lapses?
Interesting. Is this the first or the second time?
Oh, as far as I know, it's the first.
He sort of like shakes his head and makes a face. Make an insight check.
Okay. There it is.
He almost seems like disappointed, maybe. Yeah, that's probably what it is. He says, then you've not made it back yet. You've not found a key you were looking for.
No, I think we were looking for one.
Yeah, his form like shifts again and like moves. This time he like almost shifts like off the bench and is like standing behind it facing the wall. And he turns around and the candle's even taller in his hand now. He looks even younger, almost like alive. His eyes still give off the same sort of glow. And he says the golden one, is he behind this?
I don't entirely know what you mean by that.
He swears under his breath in Infernal, almost like angry now. In the middle of his swearing, his voice distorts as his position like shifts again. This time back to the bench, face fully emaciated, the candle wax all the way down in his hand. And he says, what is the purpose of this? Have you come to find your destiny or a new home? Were you planning to stay?
Oh, I don't believe in all that, Dosh. Although it would be interesting to see what is down here for me.
Yeah, he looks at the candle in his hand for a second, and then back to you, and he says, what do you have to offer for this knowledge?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? You seem to know quite a lot.
He says, sacrifice, perhaps. Maybe one.
Oh, what kind?
He says, everything comes at a cost, but do you have something that you cherish, something you care about deeply?
I try not to have those.
Yeah, he shifts again, back up against the wall this time. Younger, taller candle in his hands. And he turns back around to face you again. He doesn't even seem to notice that he's changing position, but just by the way.
Okay.
And he says, nothing to care about. It's not good. No, that leads down a dark path.
Well, for some.
He looks at the candle in his hand. His eyes like glow brighter for a second. And then you hear like a distant scream echo through the cavern you're standing in. It sounds distant though, like it's bouncing off wall of the cave for like miles. It also like the voice that's screaming clearly isn't his, but it does sound familiar to you. And then you hear him be like, no. He shakes his head. And then he shifts to the other side of the room again, older, like holding the puddle in his hand, basically. And he says, looking to stay then, I take it. No, the void has much to offer this one.
Well, I always look for the best deal.
Best deal. He says, it seems your options are running short.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. In fact, I'd rather say I've come upon a dearth of options.
He says, what is your allegiance to this sun, then?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it?
Does he flinch when he says that?
No.
What is your connection with any of them?
He like shakes his head side to side, and he says, none. Cut myself off.
Oh, and we were just talking about not having things you care about. Cutting yourself off from the Arcana. That can't have been good.
He says, great sacrifice to pull myself outside of the wheel. Yeah, he looks at the candle again, glitches across the room. This time he just looks like a middle-aged man, as his face like sort of like grows back in and like the skin stitches itself together. The candle in his hand is now like on a like a metal like a candlestick basically, and he's just sort of like holding the stick, and he like is sitting there looking at you, and he says, it's a necessity, you see. Well, it was for me. There's too much corruption there.
Well, there's corruption everywhere.
Yeah, he says, indeed.
It's how things get done.
Yeah, he kind of nods at this. And he says, are you looking to do the same, to find an exception to the rule?
I guess I just have a question for you. Was it worth it?
You ask that question, he looks really sad for a moment. Like he sort of like stares past you, and kind of like seems to consider this. You see like tears well up in his eyes, and he says, no, I don't think it was.
Well then, I think I'm probably looking for my own answer.
Yeah, he slips back across the room again, aging, back to the middle position where the candle had first separated from his hand by a few inches. And he says, so many choices, so many different paths, only one can be chosen.
Oh, that's such a truism. There can only be one choice, so of course only one can be chosen. I just have to find the right one.
Which one do you plan to walk? One leads here. One leads home. One to neither place, I think.
Well, I've always been one to take the path less traveled.
A new path, perhaps. One not clearly seen.
Perhaps that.
He reaches into his robe, flickers again as he sort of like jolts across the room. Again, the puddle of wax in his hand. He pulls out a gem. It's red in color, and it's about the size of like your palm. And he sets it on the table, and then scoots it across the table to you.
What is this?
Yeah, you look at the gem.
First, I will, as I have learned my lesson here.
Okay.
I cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself using my McFlermid Saturn and protect myself against fiends.
Okay. Yeah, link the spell, please.
Okay. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There.
Until the spell ends, when a creature you touch protected against fiends. Protection grants several benefits. Creature of those types at disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. Target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. Okay?
And yes, I look.
Okay. So you see, you look at the gem that's sitting on the table in front of you. At first, it just looks like a ruby, you know, just a red gem. But then you could swear you see something like move in it. Do you peer closer?
Sure.
So you kind of like lean your head down, get a closer look at it. And again, you see something move. This time you recognize a silhouette in the gem. It's at first you're like, oh, it's a tiefling. Then you're like, no, that's definitely me. Like you're seeing yourself in this gem. There's something else going on around you in like this sort of like image that you're seeing, but it's definitely focused on like your own face, and you're seeing yourself like struggle with something. Maybe it's like a fight. You do see like a wound open up on your cheek. You can't hear what yourself is saying, but you can see that he's like yelling or screaming at something. You can see like you recognize that he's like using your psychic blade. You recognize that, and then you see yourself scream, and then like it starts over again, like whatever you're watching just like starts over in a loop.
Okay.
And like you stare at it for a second, and you hear him go, Does it mean anything to you? He says,
I don't believe so.
He says, I've kept it for millennia. It's supposed to mean something, but I can't decipher what it means.
Do you see the same thing?
He says, he like glitches again, like moves across the room, becomes a little bit younger this time. And he says, it's an image of you, is it not?
What else?
The future, perhaps, or the past. Not certain. It's a side effect, you see. It's hard to tell which is which.
I see. Can you tell me what else is in there?
Yeah, he like holds out the wax covered hand, as like some of the like he kind of like tilts it too, like he's pouring water onto the gem, as like some of the wax like drips down onto it. When it makes contact with the gem, it changes from a red to a yellow. And in the image, we see this bright like temple. And it's got like a beautiful ray of sunshine shining down on it. And we see like all these well-dressed people walking around the temple, all these and dressed in all these nice silks, this beautiful garden outside the temple. And then there's another scream that echoes through the cavern. This one is feminine. And it's more mournful than the last one. The last one sounded like agonizing. This one sounds like well, make a perception check.
Okay. There it is. It was on the spells page, so I was like, wait, what is that? No.
Yeah, no worries.
Perception.
This one clearly sounds like Melora. It's almost the same kind of wail that she was letting out when you first encountered her here.
Okay.
As that sort of like scream echoes through the cavern, you see a torrent of water flow over the temple all at once, almost like a tsunami had hit nearby, or like a hurricane, as bits of the temple are like torn down and ripped apart. And you see again, you see yourself standing suddenly at the base of the temple, looking up at this great tidal wave. And instead of like screaming or fighting this time, there's almost like a smirk on your face.
Sorry, my headphones were a little bit weird. Could you repeat that last bit again? Was that me, you said?
Yeah, so you see like you standing at the base of this this temple, which is clearly like
Okay.
some kind of temple to the sun, as this like tidal wave like looms over you in the distance, and is clearly like destroying the temple.
Okay.
Instead of looking like panicked or alarmed by
Yeah.
this, you have like a smirk on your face, almost like you're happy, kind of, or at least like proud.
Got it. Okay. I'll be honest, neither of these means anything to me, as of yet at least.
He hands you the gem. Like, he grabs it off the table and holds it out to you.
Are you wanting me to take this?
Yeah, he says, it only makes sense. It's yours. You should have it.
May I ask how you did the whole color change thing?
He says, it's a side effect, you see.
Seems like your answer had quite a lot of side effects.
He says, which one?
You know, your answer to the whole Arcana problem.
Yes, he says, yes, the key is to find an exception to the rule, a way to remove yourself from the wheel. Great sacrifice. That's what it costs. Something that you care about deeply.
Interesting. Well, I suppose I'll be taking this. I don't suppose you'll be expecting anyone else, would you?
He says, I'm not certain. Perhaps another's path will lead them here.
I see. And if I were to point someone's path to you?
I suspect it would be an eternity between now and then.
That only would happen if you disappear. Do you plan to stay here?
He says, I have no plans to go anywhere else, nor the ability, but perhaps I've talked to them already.
I kind of doubt that, at least in more linear terms. Well, I will let you get back to whatever it is you do, Unbound.
This is not Unbound, by the way. This
No,
guy
not. They're just saying Unbound from like the wheel.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, he kind of like stands up from the table, and gives you a slight bow before he's pulled out of it as he's like ripped across the room again. This time he hits the wall so hard that there's like a smear, that comes like a red smear left on the wall. And he falls down limp on the floor. There's also like a hard crack and crunching sound.
Yeah, I'm checking if he's alive.
Sure. How do you plan to do that? Are you like checking his pulse?
Probably.
Okay, so you walk up to him, and he's like laying on the floor with like the front of his like the just above like the bridge of his nose, like kind of like the bottom of his forehead between his eyes, is pushed in quite far, like an inch or two, to the point where like his two glowing eyes are almost like looking at each other. He is in his older desiccated state, so he kind of looks like a mummy a little bit, or like a zombie. His eyes are still glowing, and the candle in his hand is like a puddle. There's no candle left to it. It's just the candle wicks, which quickly go out and start to give off like that small puff of smoke that happens when you put a candle out, as he just like stares blankly up at you.
May I attempt to prestidigitate it to light again?
Yeah, sure. You cast prestidigitation. It does relight. And immediately when it relights, he shifts again, this time back across the room, holding like the metal candlestick in his hand with a fully lit candle, and again looking younger and like alive, like a middle-aged man. His clothes even looking like less ratty in this state. And he says, sorry, were you saying something?
I don't suppose you died like that very often.
He says, what? Died? I don't understand.
Yes, you ran into the wall over here, in the future. Candle went out, dead, I assume.
He shakes his head side to side and he says, sorry, I don't recall.
Well, yes, it hasn't happened yet for you.
He tilts his head to the side and he says, huh, strange. There's many paths, I suppose.
Well, please take ones that don't lead you into a wall.
Yeah, he nods. And he says, did you have some business you wanted to attend to?
We've already spoken.
Yeah, he gives you a bow and he says, then I hope you've enjoyed your stay.
It has been interesting. I hope you keep yourself safe.
You as well.
Sorry, yeah.
It's a really weird interaction.
You don't say. Anyways, so yeah, I will take the gem thingy and wait, is it still the same color?
It's still yellow, but there's no like just looking at it right now. There's no images in it or anything.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. What do I need to put that as in my inventory? Just like stone?
Call it the time-locked gem.
Oh, fun.
You just got a thing for free?
Could we put specifically Candor's time lock gems so that we know it's the
That's
one with Candor's memories?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine if you want to do that. Yeah, he did kind of get something free, sort of.
Lucky.
At least it would appear that way. Yeah, kind of.
It'll cost something later, I'm sure.
Yeah, I
know. Maybe. Yeah. This guy is the time locked merchant.
The best things in life are free, and I'm pretty sure this is not the best thing in life.
He's one of those wibbly wobbly timely wimey people. No, it's not for free. You'll pay for it eventually.
Or you have already.
Either I haven't paid for it yet, or I already did.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet.
But as far as you know, it's free.
Yep, it's free for now. Not for later or
this
earlier.
Moment in
But
time.
now.
After Hans just told us to not
because of this.
take things for free.
Yeah.
Technically,
Don't
I
take
talked with a
stuff for
dying
free.
old man, so.
Right.
You kind of might have saved him. Like, I don't know. That was like, you lit the candle and he came back. So like, what was the deal with that? I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know. It's a weird guy. It's a weird character.
I thought it was gonna be like Cander had to sneak out and not get accused of murder.
That could have been an option, yeah. Maybe
Look, I don't think they would care about murder here.
Yeah, right. But maybe that was like one of the paths he was talking about. I don't know. Yeah, this guy's
Well,
a
we
weird...
got a quote out of it, so.
I was about to say, I had the severe curiousness of what would happen if I prestidigitationed it out, but I think that would be a really dick move.
Well, maybe if other people run into him, we'll find out what happens if the candle gets blown out.
Yeah, maybe.
Myrkrið over there gonna huff puff and blow the candle out.
It is time, by the way.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys want to end
Good time.
here?
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Do I want to? No. Should we probably? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a bunch of these guys. This is just a couple of the random characters that I rolled up for this. I got weird characters like this for days that I put together just for this.
Yes.
Just for this. So.
Nice.
We're gonna
We've met
populate the
two.
map.
We've met 2, and you've got several, so I
We've
guess
met
the
4.
next 5 sessions.
We've met 4.
Yeah,
We've
you
met
did.
4?
Yeah, if you count the succubus and the incubus, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I caught her blanket on fire.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun today. This weird little it sounds like we got a lot more shopping to do next time, though.
Shopping? What shopping?
Assuming I can go back to that store.
You mean marketing?
Only for the next 5 hours.
If we do it within 5 hours, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
if it
make
gets
a
back to us
note.
within 5 hours.
Yeah. But I think you guys did a good job today. I hope you guys had fun. And thank you guys for watching. We'll do shout outs now, I guess. All the stuff I'm about to talk about is linked in the description below if you're watching on YouTube, but I'm going to link it for the Twitch folks too. You guys, the Discord is free. You can jump in. I've been seeing some people hop in there over the last week or so. I know we just had a recent addition, but you can jump in there too. It's free. You can see the chaos. Here's the link. There's funny memes and stuff like that posted. There's also like a lore channel where you can ask us questions about lore. If you want to know more about characters, their backstories, if you want to know more about the world, I'm sure we'd all be happy to answer lore questions. You can go over to deviantart.com/JessicaPeguerero and see the artwork for Vash, Wolfrin's other character on the show. And am I missing something? Oh, I guess here's my link tree, even though I feel like if you're watching this, you already know where to find me. Does anybody else have anything you want to add? No? Do we have a remember today?
And remember, I already did this bit. No, wait, no, I didn't. Did I? What time is this?
Thank you. That's perfect. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Y'all have a great night. We'll be playing Masks tomorrow, most likely. We'll have some Broken Wednesday. We'll have Unknown New Orleans on Friday. So, you guys all have a great night and a great week, and we'll see you in the first Wish.
Question.
Oh.
We're not meeting the
Next week.
Oh, that's right.
2
It's Christmas.
weeks, right?
Yeah.
It
Yes.
And New Year's after that.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see you guys in January
That's right.
2024.
That's right.
We might do New Year's Day, but it'll just be like gamesies and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in the new year. So we're gonna be probably off at least a week, maybe 2. But we'll see you guys then. So, everybody have an awesome Christmas, an awesome New Year. Love you guys. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Good night, folks.
Peace.
Night.